Hi. So some people have asked me about coping, how I'm coping because they're not coping for very understandable reasons with either pudendal neuralgia, vulvodynia, interstitial cystitis, pelvic pain, chronic pain in general. And I've also talked about that I'm having a hard time. It's been almost 4 years and I'm disabled and I'm in pain all the time. But I do a lot to cope. Now, nothing that I do actually makes my pain change, but it does help me, and I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe, some of the things that are helping me cope would also help other people cope. So instead of making it a long video about all the things at once, I'm just going to start with one thing. So one thing that's been really helping me, it's called laughter yoga. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's possibly saving my life right now. Now, I know if you're in the eye of the storm, the eye of the hurricane, laughing at all might seem like I don't want to do that, like no. And I get that feeling too. Sometimes when I start the class, I don't want to be there. And I spend the first 15 minutes feeling like, why did I log in? It's a Zoom meeting that I do, and I just want to leave. And I sit there and I force myself to laugh. And that's basically what laughter yoga is. You are forcing yourself to laugh because they discovered that the brain doesn't make a distinguishing between fake laughter and real laughter. And then also you probably just know that when you fake laugh, you eventually start to real laugh. And when I started this the first time, actually, I tried it in person 10 years ago in Santa Cruz. And that was what I discovered, is that like I'd show up and I'd feel so uncomfortable and awkward with this whole thing. And then that feeling helped me sincerely laugh. I would just laugh at myself and laugh at everyone in the room, fake laughing. So how I discovered it this time around was on Meetup. The Meetup app is also probably saving my life these last few years of just wreckage and devastation. Because I've been so isolated, but I found that there are free Zoom meetups for laughter yoga. And there, you just log in, you sign up, they send you the link, and you just are in a Zoom room full of strangers. You don't have to talk. You can mute yourself. You can video off if you really want to. But I try to contribute I feel like other people's smiles and laughter really help me. So I want to give that to other people too. But if you're uncomfortable, like most teachers, I think would be understanding, especially for your first time. But just hearing other people laugh, and just also for me, like not having to talk about anything, because sometimes just to talk about my life to normies is so scary and triggering for me, because I mean, I can make another video about it, but it's so hard to relate to people when you have a very strange life and issues that no one's ever really heard of and they don't understand. So to just be able to show up with people, not have to talk, but smile at them and laugh and be together for anywhere from 15 minutes. That's another tip. Like if you've never done it, maybe just sign up for a short 15 to half hour one. Some of them go 45 minutes and some of them even go to an hour, which does feel a little long. And what I get out of it afterwards, I just feel so much lighter. I feel so much better. I feel like I've gotten a workout, because you in fact have gotten a workout. It's almost like a cardiovascular thing. I mean, your belly and your core is vibrating, and you're breathing. I start yawning, which is supposed to be really calming for the central nervous system. And it's just really silly. It's kind of like taking you back to childhood, and a lot of the exercises are just so silly. You have to, I told myself, like, you have to be able to do this, because I am an actor. I was an actor. I've had lots of training. I've been doing it since I was a kid. And I'm like, if you can't do, like I've done improv classes. I've done so much embarrassing stuff. And I'm like, you better be able to get through this laughter yoga class, girl. So I've had to kind of drag myself into it many times and overcome awkwardness and embarrassment. But I've overcome it. And now I just show up, and it's easy. It gets easier to just show up on Zoom with a bunch of strangers and giggle. Some of the groups skew multiple ages, and other ones skew mostly older folks, maybe who have chronic illness, perhaps, because a lot of us are in chairs. I'm always in a recliner or standing. And a lot of times I do have pain while I'm doing it for both of those reasons. Like I can't really do it completely lying down, and just even the pressure of like a pillow on my lap so my laptop can be there is painful for me, or standing for even more than I already have to every day gets exhausting. But I found for me it's worth it. So this is just a plug for a coping mechanism that I've found is very helpful. It is adaptive for people with all kinds of disabilities because you can just sit in your chair. Everything is accommodatable. You don't have to move your arms. You don't have to really move at all. And even any sort of laughter that you can generate is okay. And it's free, which is good for a lot of us who have been completely stripped of our savings from private paid doctors for years and years, or, you know, everything that we spend money on and don't really get to pursue our careers. Sorry, I'm trying to make an inspirational video. And anyway, yeah, so that is one of my coping mechanisms lately that's been very helpful. I think it just releases all kinds of endorphins and neurotransmitters, serotonin, probably oxytocin. You can read more on the science of it, of laughter, and you just have to remember that saying, like, laughter is the best medicine. And unfortunately, nothing really changes or cures my pain, but I do feel that I need to address the chronic stress and the grief and the trauma that I've experienced. And I've done so many things to try to do that. And like meditating and hypnosis, I do all that stuff, and it doesn't really help me. A lot of times it stresses me out because I feel my pain so much. And this has just been a really incredible practice for me because I am very engaged while I'm doing it, but I'm also relaxing. And relaxing is very hard when you're in a lot of pain. But if you're laughing, and also doing breathing exercises in between, the breathing exercises aren't as tedious for me as trying to just sit there and meditate. Anyway, I ended up making a long video. That's okay. If you have any questions about laughter yoga, feel free to ask them, and I will post another coping video soon.